Think about it. He didn't know if this was a career-ending injury. The fact that he's optimistic about coming back, that's all the things I need. That's the only thing I care about, need to hear. I just want to see him on the floor.
Now, Bobby, do you think that the Bucks deserve more respect?
Well, the last time I looked, the team that reached the Eastern Conference Finals, Indiana's not playing on Christmas Day either. So I would be more upset if I was Indiana.
Bobby, the Cavs dropped over $500 million re-signing their core. But does this team really fit long-term?
They do. There's nothing wrong with stability, Chiney.
You know how Damian Lillard used to be the big shot in Portland? Well, now he's in Milwaukee, and things aren't looking so hot. His shooting, it's at an all-time low, folks.
Look, I'm not even worried about the playoffs right now, Chanae. I'm just happy that this young man is back on the floor.
The Bucks weren't thrilled to be left off of the Christmas Day slate for the first time since 2017. Giannis thinks that Milwaukee is always overlooked, and head coach Doc Rivers added, "We see it, we read it," basically saying that this is all motivation for them to get after it this season.
Listen, Milwaukee, there's no more mulligans for this Milwaukee team. There's not the Dame Lillard trade we can blame it on, or Doc Rivers getting hired, or the Giannis injury. They have to prove it this year, and they'll have an opportunity, certainly, starting opening day.
We're talking career worst numbers here, but here's the kicker. While Dame's struggling, Giannis is out there dominating like it's nothing. Imagine being the star player and suddenly becoming the sidekick. That's gotta hurt, right? Let's break down what's really going on with Lillard and the Bucks. Let's talk about Dame's glory days in Portland. This guy was absolutely unstoppable. We're talking about a player who could pull up from half court and drain threes like they were layup. Dame was putting up insane numbers night after night. He was the heart and soul of the Blazers, dropping 30-point games like it was nothing.
Actually, he looked old. Now he's not ready right now for a start of the training camp. We need to see it. We need to see it. And I love you, Doc, but we need to see it. Yeah, you can read it, and I'm too hard to miss, so I know you see it. Damn it, I'm asking. We need to see it. Well, I mean, give us a reason to look. They haven't. I mean, we want to see the best in Dame and Giannis. Can they master the two-man game? Who's going to be the third option, right? Chris Middleton. We don't know how he's going to look like.
Good call out, Bobby, on the Pacers. You always come with the receipts. Now, Christmas or not, Giannis and Dame both spoke yesterday about how important it is for them to be on the same page.
Fans were going wild every time he touched the ball. But then, bam, he comes to Milwaukee, and it's like someone flipped a switch. Everything's falling apart for Dame. His shooting, it's gone from red hot to ice cold. His confidence, completely shattered. Imagine being the star player your whole career, the guy everyone looks to when the game's on the line, and suddenly you can't even hit open shots. That's Dame right now. It's painful to watch. We're not just talking about a little slump here. Dame's numbers have plummeted to career low levels. It's like he forgot how to play basketball overnight. You know what's crazy? He's missing shots that he used to make with his eyes closed. We're talking air balls and bricks left and right. It's gotten so bad that even the easiest layups are bouncing out. Here's the kicker. Dame's shooting percentage has dropped to a career low 42.4% with the Bucks. That's insane. This is a guy who used to shoot over 45% consistently. Now he can't even crack 43%. It's like watching a completely different player out there.
And I just told him, I was like, we got to get, I don't know what's going to happen, but me and you got to get connected. At one point in the playoffs, you know, we both were out. I think it was maybe game 4 in Indiana. We both missed that game.
Did you get a chance to meet up with Damon all during the offseason?
No.
You were busy, obviously.
No, I didn't. I had the Olympics. I was in Greece. Then I got married. So I didn't have the chance, and I was hurt for I think like a month.
And you know what's even worse? The fans are starting to turn on him. They expected Dame to come in and be the missing piece for a championship run. Instead, they're getting a player who looks lost on the court. The pressure's building up fast, and you can see it in Dame's face every game. But here's where it gets really awkward. While Dame's out there struggling, Giannis is dominating like it's nothing. Giannis is putting up monster numbers, grabbing rebounds, blocking shots, and dunking on everyone in sight. It's like watching two completely different games happening at the same time.
How much of that was done in the offseason versus training camp?
Well, I think that certainly depends on how new this team is. And I know they made the Damian Lillard trade last year, but I think this year was a little bit different for Milwaukee. Certainly you have Giannis.
Interesting. Congratulations on the wedding, though, Giannis. Bobby, though, as a front office executive, you've had plenty of all-star talent needing to figure out really how to mesh.
Imagine being Dame, watching your new teammate light it up while you can't even hit a wide-open jumper. That's gotta hurt. It's like being the new kid at school and watching your classmate ace every test while you're failing. The contrast between Dame's struggles and Giannis's dominance is making this whole situation even more painful to watch. Remember when everyone thought Dame and Giannis would be the NBA's new dynamic duo? Yeah, about that. What if I told you these two superstars are actually oil and water on the court? The Giannis effect isn't what anyone predicted, and it's causing some serious drama in Milwaukee. You'd think having a superstar like Giannis would make things easier for Dame, right? Wrong. These two just can't seem to get on the same page. It's like watching two great soloists trying to play a duet and failing miserably. Dame's used to being the main guy, calling all the shots. Now he's suddenly playing second fiddle to Giannis, and you can tell it's messing with his head. Imagine being the star of the show for your whole career, then suddenly you're the sidekick. That's gotta hurt Dame's ego big time. We're seeing him pass up shots he'd usually take without hesitation. It's like he doesn't even know his role anymore. One minute he's trying to take charge, the next he's deferring to Giannis. Talk about an identity crisis. And Giannis, he's trying to make it work, but you can see the frustration building up. These two are like puzzle pieces from different boxes. They just don't fit together. Dame even said it himself. It's just good balance. You got a guy as dominant as he is, you gotta let him be dominant. But letting Giannis dominate means Dame has to take a back seat, and that's clearly not easy for him. You know what's even crazier? Giannis straight up admitted how hard it is to change their playing styles. He said, "It's definitely hard when I'm 29, I think he's 34, at this moment in our career to change the habits you've created." That's like trying to teach an old dog new tricks, but the dog is a superstar NBA player. The chemistry between these two is just not there. Dame talked about how they're struggling to communicate on the court. He said, "I think it just took time for it to get to this point where I'm going to say what I need to say to you, and it doesn't have to be negative or like I'm coming at you." Can you imagine? Two of the best players in the league, and they can't even figure out how to talk to each other. But here's the real kicker. The Bucks are actually winning some games despite this mess. They've won 4 straight. It's like watching a car with square wheels somehow make it down the street. You're amazed it's moving at all, but you know it could be so much better. Just think about it. If these two actually click, they'd be unstoppable. Instead, we're watching them stumble through games, trying to figure out how to play together. It's clear that Dame's struggling to fit in with the Bucks system, especially alongside Giannis. But hey, at least they're both aware of the problem. Dame even said, "Me and him got to be able to hold each other accountable." Let's hope they figure it out soon, because right now, it's like watching a basketball soap opera unfold on the court. All right, let's wrap this up. Dame's struggling big time in Milwaukee, and playing with Giannis isn't exactly helping. You'd think two superstars would click right away, but nope. It's like watching a basketball soap opera unfold on the court. Here's the million-dollar question. Can Dame bounce back and be the star we know he is? Or is this the beginning of the end for him? It's crazy to think about, right? This guy who used to drop 30 points like it was nothing is now fighting just to hit open shots. But hold up, there's still hope. Dame and Giannis both know they need to figure this out. They're talking about holding each other accountable and changing their habit. It's not going to be easy, but if they can make it work. Watch out, NBA. Keep your eyes glued to the Bucks, folks. This could turn into the comeback story of the century or a total train wreck. Either way, you don't want to miss it.